eyes that o'er the files and musters of the war have glowed like plated Mars, now bend, now turn, the office and devotion of their view upon a tawny front. His captain's heart, which in the scuffles of great fights have burst the buckles on his breast, reneges all temper, and has become the bellows and the fan to cool a gypsy's lust. Look where they come, take but good note, and you shall see in him the triple pillar of the world transformed into a strumpet's fool. Behold and see.
If it be love indeed, tell me how much.
There's beggary in the love that can be reckoned.
I'll set a born how far to be beloved.
Then thou must needs find new heaven, new earth.
News, my good lord, from Rome.
Grates me. The sum?
When they hear them, Antony, Fulvia perchance is angry. Or who knows if the scarce-bearded Caesar have not sent his powerful mandate. Do this, take in that kingdom or enfranchise that. Perform it or else we damn thee.
Let Rome and Tiber melt, and the wide arch of the ranged empire fall. Here is my space. Our kingdoms are clay, and this dungy earth alike feeds beast as man, and in the nobleness to do thus, when two such mutual twain as us embrace it, where I may bind on pain of punishment, to meet the world we stand up peerless.
Was excellent falsehood. Why did he marry Fulvia then and not love her? I'll seem the fool I am not. Antony will be himself.
Ah, but stirred by his Cleopatra.
Ah, here, the ambassadors.
Fie, wrangling queen, whom everything becomes, to laugh, to chide, to weep, and all things in the world, to be fair and admired. All alone tonight, no messenger but thine, will wander through the town and will note the qualities of the people. Come, last night you did desire it. Please, speak not to us.
Lord Alexis, sweet Alexis, most anything Alexis, oh most absolute Alexis, where's the soothsayer that you praise so as the queen? Oh, that I knew this husband which you say must charge his horns with garlands.
Soothsayer?
Your will? Is this the woman? Is it you, madam, that knows things?
In nature's infinite book of secrecy, a little like you.
Show her your hands.
Bring in the banquet quickly! Wine enough! Cleopatra's held the drink!
Good madam, give me good fortune.
Well, I make not, but foresee.
Well, pray then, foresee me one.
You shall be yet far fairer than you are.
She means in flesh.
No, you shall paint when you are
Oh,
old.
wrinkles forbid.
Urge not her prescience, be attentive.
Hush.
You shall be more beloving than beloved.
I'd rather heat my liver with drinking.
Nay, hear her.
Good now, some excellent fortune. Let me be married to 3 kings in a forenoon, and widow them all. Let me have a child at 50 to whom Herod of Jewry may do homage. Find me to marry with Octavius Caesar, and companion me with my mistress.
You shall outlive the lady whom you serve.
Oh, excellent. I love long life more than figs.
You have seen and proved a fairer former fortune than that which is to approach.
Then belike my children shall have no names. Prithee, how many boys and wenches must I have?
If every of your wishes had a womb, and fertile every wish, a million
Out, fool! I forgive thee for a witch.
You think none but your sheets are privy to your wishes.
Nay, come, tell Iris hers.
We'll know all our fortunes.
Mine and most of our fortunes tonight shall be drunk to bed.
There's a palm presages chastity if nothing else.
Even as the overflowing Nilus presageth famine.
Go you wild bedfellow, you cannot soothsay.
Nay, if an oily palm be not a fruitful prognostication, I cannot scratch my ear. Prithee, tell her but a workaday fortune.
Your fortunes are alike.
But how? Give me particulars.
I have said.
Am I not an inch of fortune better than she?
Well, if you were but an inch of fortune better than I, where would you choose it?
Not in my husband's nose.
Words or thoughts, heaven mend. Alexis, come. His fortune. Oh, let him marry a woman that cannot go, sweet Isis, I beseech thee. And let her die, too, and give him a worse, and let worse follow worse, till the worst of all follow him laughing to his grave. 50-fold a cuckold. Good Isis, grant me this prayer, though thou deny me a matter of more weight. Good Isis, I beseech thee.
Amen. Dear goddess, hear that prayer of the people, as it is a heartbreaking to see a handsome man lose wife. It is a deadly sorrow to behold a foul knave uncuckolded. Therefore, dear Isis, keep decorum and fortune him accordingly.
Amen.
Oh, now if it lay in their hands to make me a cuckold, they would make themselves whores. But they do it.
Hush! Here comes Antony!
Not he, the queen.
No.
Saw you, my lord? No, madam.
No,
Where
lady.
is he? No, I have not seen him.
He was disposed to mirth, and on a sudden a Roman thought had struck him. We will not look upon him. Go with us.
Fulvia, thy wife, first came into the field.
Against my brother Lucius?
Aye, but soon the war had ended, and the time-state made friends of them, joining their forces against Caesar, whose better issue in the war from Italy upon their first encounter drained them.
Well, what's worst?
The nature of bad news infects the teller.
When things that concern the fool or the coward on, things that are past are done with me. When our quick minds lie still, giving us erring as it has. When he who tells his tale, though in it may lie truth, brings death as he is so flattered.
Labidius, this is stiff news, hath with his Parthian force extended Asia from Euphrates. His conquering banner shook from Syria to Lydia and to Ionia, whilst...
Antony, thou wouldst say.
Oh my lord.
Speak to me at home. Mince not the general tongue. Name Cleopatra as she is called in Rome, and taunt Fulvia's phrase with full license as truth has power to utter. When our thousand minds lie still, and our ills will quick our erring. Now, fare thee well awhile.
At your most noble pleasure. Fulvia, thy wife, is dead.
Where died she?
In Sicyon, her length of sickness, with what else more serious imported thee to know, this bears.
Forbear me. Oh, I know this is a courageous and great spirit now gone, though I admit I did desire it. Quick, when our quick minds lie still, it brings weed, and the idleness doth hatch. Come now, Anabartus.
What's your pleasure, sir?
I must, with haste, from hence.
Why? Then we kill all women!
I must go.
Cleopatra, catching but the least noise of this, dies instantly. Oh, I've seen her die 20 times upon far more moments. I do think there is metal in death which commits some loving act upon her. She has such a celerity in dying.
She is cunning past man's thought.
Oh, alack, sir, no! Her passions are made of nothing. But the finest part of pure love.
I would to God I never had met her.
Oh, sir! You had then left unseen a wonderful piece of work.
Fulvia is dead.
Sir?
Fulvia is dead.
Fulvia?
Is dead. Dead. She's dead, man.
Why, sir? Give the gods a thankful sacrifice! Were there no more women but Fulvia? Why? Had then you indeed a cut, and the case to be lamented? This grief? No, is crowned with consolation. Your old smock brings forth a new petticoat, and indeed, the tears live in an onion that should water this sorrow.
though she has broached business in the Senate which cannot endure my absence.
Yeah, and the business you have broached here, it cannot be without you. I mean, especially that of our Cleopatra's, which wholly depends on your abode.
Hush! No more light answers. Give our officers notice what we purpose. We will go to the Queen and give our expedients and get her leave to part. For not alone the death of Fulvia, with many thousand conniving friends at home petition us, but Sextus Pompeius hath given the dare to Caesar, and even now he commands his armies by the sea. He has thrown all his dignitaries upon his son, Pompey the Great, who's high in both name and power, higher both in blood and life, of the main soldier of the world to turn over. For he will never be a deserter, lest his deserts are past. Much is breeding, and like the corsair's hair, which hath given life, and not the serpent's poison. Therefore, this business now requires our immediate leave from them.
I shall do it!
I did not see him since. Go. Find where he is, who he's with, what he's doing. I did not send you. If he is sad, say that I am dancing. If he is merry, say that I am sudden sick. Quick, in return. Madam, methinks if you did love him dearly, you do not hold the method to enforce the like from him.
Well, what should I do? I do not.
Cross him in nothing. In each thing give him way.
Now teach us like a fool the way to lose him.
Tempt him not so too far, I wish. Forbear. In times we hate that which we often fear, but here comes Antony.
Oh, I am sick and sullen.
Well, I would that you would give breathing to my purpose.
Help me, Carmian, I fall.
Now, my dearest queen.
Pray you. Stand further from me.
What's the matter?
See by that eye, there's some good news. What says the married woman? You may go. Let her not say 'tis I that keep you here. I have no power upon you.
The gods best know.
Ever a queen more mightily betrayed. Yet, at the first I saw the treasons planted.
Cleopatra.
Why should I think you could be mine and true, though you in swearing shake the throned gods who have been false to Fulvia? For it is madness to be entangled in those mouth-made vows that break themselves with swearing.
My most precious
Pray,
queen.
seek no color for your going, but bid farewell and go. When you sued staying, then was the time for words. No going then. Eternity was in our lips and eyes, bliss in our brows bent, and none our parts so poor, but was a race of heaven. They are so still, else thou, the greatest soldier of the world, art turned the greatest lion.
How now, lady?
When I had thy inches, thou should know there was a heart in Egypt.
Hear me, my queen. The strong necessity of time commands our services a while. Our Italy shines over with civil swords, mine more particular. And that which most should save you in going is Fulvia's death.
Though aged from childishness cannot give me freedom, it does from folly. Can Fulvia die?
She's dead, my queen. Now read the gargoyle she awaked. At the last best, see how and where she died.
Most false love. Where be the sacred vials thou shouldst fill for her with sorrowful water? Now I see in Fulvia's death how mine received shall be.
Quarrel no more, but be prepared to know the services I bear for thee. As the fire that quickens from Nilus' slime, I go from hence thy soldier, thy servant, making peace or war as thou affectest.
Help me, Carmian, cut my lace. Ah, but leave it alone. I'm quickly ill and well again, so Antony loves.
You'll heat my blood no more.
Oh, turn aside and weep for her. Then bid adieu to me and say the tears belong to Egypt.
Here, oh, forbear me, I stand before you, a soldier, and hereby present to you an honorable trial.
So Fulvia told me. Oh, good, excellent. Just play one scene of dissembling and let it look like perfect honor.
Now, lady, by my sword!
That is better, but is meetly. My lord, your honor calls you hence, therefore be deaf to my impitied follies, and all the gods go with you. On your swords that laurel victories and smooth success be strewn before your feet.
And so our separation so abides, that you residing here goest yet with me, and I, hence fleeting, will remain in use with you. Away, my lady.
Henceforth, though, it is not Caesar's natural vice to hate our great competitor. From Alexandria, this is the news. He fishes, drinks, and wastes the lamps of night in revel. You shall find there a man who is abstract of all faults that all men do follow.
I cannot think there are evils enow to darken all his goodness. His faults in him are like spots in heaven, more fiery in night's blackness, hereditary rather than purchased. He cannot change than what he chooses.
You are too indulgent. Let us grant it is not amiss to tumble in the bed of Ptolemy, to give a kingdom for a mirth, to sit and keep the turn of tippling with a slave, to reel the streets at noon, and stand a buffet with knaves that smell of sweat. Let's say this becomes him, as his composure must be rare indeed, who these things cannot blemish. Yet must Antony no way excuse his soils when we do bear so great weight in his likeness.
Here's more news.
Thy biddings have been done, and every hour, most noble Caesar, shalt thou have report how it is abroad. Pompey is strong at sea, and it appears he is beloved of those that have only feared Caesar. To the ports the discontents repair, and men's reports give him much wrong.
I should have known no less. It hath been taught us from the primal state that he which is was wished until he were, and the ebbed man, ne'er loved till ne'er worth loved, comes deared by being lacked. This common body, like to the vagabond flag upon the stream, goes to and back, lacking the varying tide to rot itself with motion.
Caesar, I bring thee word. Menacrates and Venus, famous pirates, make the sea serve them, which they ear and wound with keels of every kind. Many hot inroads they make in Italy. The borders maritime lack blood to think on it, and harsh youth revolt. No vessel can peep forth, but 'tis as soon taken as seen. For Pompey's name strikes more than could his war resist.
Oh, Antony, leave thy lascivious wassails. When thou once was being from Modena, where thou slewest Pertia and Panza councils, at thy heel did famine follow, whom thou foughtest against, though daintily brought up with patience more than savages could suffer. Thou didst drink the stale of horses, and the gilded puddles which beasts were cough at, and all this. It wounds thy honor that I speak it now, was born so like a soldier that thy cheek so much as lent not.
'Tis pity of him.
And shames quickly drive him to Rome. Pompey thrives in our idleness.
Tomorrow, Caesar, I will be able to furnish you rightly, both by land and by sea. I will be able to front you this present time.
Till which encounter it is my business too. Farewell.
Farewell, then. What you know of meantime stirs abroad. But I beseech you, sir, to let me be partaker.
Doubt not, sir. I knew it from my fathers.
Good Enobarus, 'tis a worthy deed, and shall become you well to entreat your captain with soft and gentle speech.
I shall treat him to answer like himself. If Caesar move him, let Antony look over Caesar's head and speak as loud as Mars. By Jupiter, were I the wearer of Antonius's beard, I would not shave it today.
This is not a time for private stomaching.
Every time serves for the matter that is then born in it.
Yes, but small to great matters must prevail.
Not the small come first.
Your speech is passion, but pray you, stir no embers up. Here comes the nobleman.
And yonder Caesar.
Noble friends, that which has combined us is most great. And let not a leaner action rend us. What is amiss, may it be gently heard. For when we debate our trivial differences loud, we do commit murder in healing wounds. I earnestly beseech to touch the sourest of points with the sweetest of terms, nor curseness grow to the matter.
'Tis spoken well, and were we before our armies, and to fight, it should do thus.
Welcome to Rome.
Thank you.
Sit.
Sit, sir.
Nay then.
I learn you take things ill which are not so, or thus being concern you not.
I must be laughed at if, or for nothing more little, I should say myself offended, and with you chiefly in the world, more laughed at that I should once name you derogatory when to sound your name, it concerned me not.
My being in Egypt, Caesar, what was it to you?
No more than my residing here in Rome might be to you in Egypt. Yet if you there did practice on my state, your being in Egypt might be my question.
How intend you practice?
You may be pleased to catch at my intent by what here did befall me. Your wife and brother made wars upon me, and their contestation was the for you. You were the ward of war.
You do mistake your business. My brother never did urge me in this matter.
You praised yourself by laying defects of judgment to me, but you patched up your excuses.
Hey, not so, not so. And as far as my wife, Caesar, well, I wish you would have had her spirit in some form or another.
Would we all had such wives that the men might go to wars with the women!
And thus breeding the gargoyles, and so impatient for that my grieving, I grant you, did much disquiet. But for that, well, you could say, I could not help it.
If it might please you to enforce no further degrees between ye, to forget them quite would to remember that the present need speaks to atone you.
Worthily spoken, Messias.
Or, if you borrow one another's love for the instant, you may, when you hear no more words of Pompey, return it again.
Thou art
You shall have time to bring the ling when you have nothing else to do.
Thou art a soldier only, therefore speak no more.
Truce to be silent.
I almost forgot.
You do wrong your presence here. Now, speak no more.
Go to then, your considerate stone.
I do not so much dislike the matter, but the manner of his speech. For it cannot be we shall remain in friendship, our conditions being so differing in their acts. Yet, if I knew what hoop should hold us staunch, edge the edge o'er the world, I would pursue it.
Caesar, may I speak?
Speak, Agrippa.
Thou hast a sister, the fair Octavia. Mighty Mark Antony is now a widower.
Say not so, Agrippa. If Cleopatra heard you, your reproof were well deserved of rashness.
I am not married, Caesar. Let us hear Agrippa further speak.
To hold you in perpetual amity, to make you brothers, to knit your hearts into an unslipping knot. Antony, take Octavia for your wife, whose beauty is no worse for any man to bear, and whose virtue and good graces people may speak, but no one will utter. With this marriage, all petty jealousies that now seem great, and all great fears that now seem to import their own dangers, will be nothing.
Will Caesar speak?
Not till he has heard how Antony is touched with what is spoke already.
Let me, your honor. In this, the hour, our hearts will govern our graces, and so bind us as brothers.
There's my aunt. A sister I bequeath thee, whom no brother did ever love so dearly. Let her live to join our kingdoms and our hearts.
and ne'er fly off our loves again.
Happily, amen. Time calls upon us. Of us must seek Pompey, or Pompey will seek out us.
Where lies he?
About the Mount Messina.
And what is his strength by land?
Great and increasing, but by sea he is an absolute master.
This haste makes our imperative haste. Now, let us dispatch this business that we have spoken of.
With most gladness. And do invite you to my sister's view, whither straight I'll lead you.
No, come, let us not lack your company.
Oh, noble Antony's sickness should not detain me.
Welcome from Egypt, sir.
Have the heart of Caesar worthy Maecenas, my honorable friend Agrippa.
Good Anabarbus.
You have cause to be glad that matters are so well digested. You stayed well by in Egypt.
Aye, sir, we did sleep the day out of countenance, and made the nights light with drinking.
She's a most triumphant lady, if reports be square to her.
When she first met Mark Antony, she pursed up his heart upon the river of Cydnus.
That is true if my reporters speak well of her.
I will tell you, the barge she sat in, like a burnished throne burned on the water. For her own person, it beggared all description. She did lie in her pavilion, cloth of gold of tissue, or picturing that Venus where we see the fancy outward nature.
What, Antony?
Upon her landing, Antony sent to her, invited her to supper. She replied it should be better if he became her guest, which she entreated. Our courteous Antony, whom ne'er the word of no woman heard speak, being barbered 10 times o'er, goes to the feast, and for his ordinary, pays his heart for what his eyes eat only.
Royal wench.
Now Antony must leave her utterly.
No, never. No, he will not. Age cannot wither her, nor custom stale her infinite variety. Other women cloy the appetites they feed, but she makes hungry where most she satisfies. For vilest things become to themselves in her, that the holy priests bless her when she is rakish.
If beauty, wisdom, modesty can settle the heart of Antony, Octavia must be a blessed lottery to him.
Come, good Anabarbus. Stay with me while you abide here.
Humbly, sir, I thank you.
Madam, give me to drink mandragora. Why, madam? That I can sleep out this great gap of time my Antony is away.
You think of him too much.
'Tis treason!
Oh, madam, I trust not so.
Carmian, where thinkest thou he is now? Stands he, or sits he? Or does he walk? Or is he on his horse? Oh, happy horse to bear the weight of Antony! Do bravely, horse, for what's thou whom thou movest? Demi-Atlas of the earth, the arm and burgonet of men. He's speaking now, or murmuring, "Where's my serpent of old Nile?" for so he calls me. Oh, now I feed myself with most delicious poison. Think on me that am with Phoebus' amorous pinches black and wrinkled deep in time. When great Caesar was here above the ground, I was a morsel for a monarch. Pompey would let his eyes grow in my brow, and there die, anchoring in his aspect and looking on his life.
Sovereign of Egypt, hail.
How much unlike Mark Antony thou art. Yet, coming from him, with his medicine hath most gilded thee with its delicious ting. How does my brave Mark Antony?
Bless he did, dear queen. He kissed last of many double kisses. This Orion's pearl.
My ear must pluck it thence.
Good friend, quoth he, say, the firm Roman to great Egypt sends this treasure of an oyster, at whose foot to many of the petty presents I will piece her opulent throne with kingdoms. All the east, say thou, shall call her mistress.
Was he sad or merry?
Like to the time of year between the extremes of hot and cold, he was nor sad nor merry.
Oh, most excellent, well-decided disposition. Note him, Carmian. Mettest thou my post?
I got 20 several messengers. Why do you send so thick?
Who's born the day that I forget to send to Mark Antony shall die a beggar. Ink and paper, Carmian. Welcome, Alexis. Oh, Carmian, did ever I love Caesar so?
Oh, that brave Caesar.
Be choked with such another emphasis. Say, that brave Antony.
The valiant Caesar.
By Isis, I'll give thee bloody teeth if thou again with Caesar, paragon, my man of men.
By your most gracious pardon, I sing but after you.
My salad days when I was green in judgment, cold in blood, to say as I said then. But, ink and paper, Carmian, you shall have every day a several letter, else I'll unpeople Egypt.
Be just, they shall assist the deeds of justice, men.
No worthy concubine, what they do delay may not deny.
The people love me, and the sea is mine. My powers are crescent, and my auguring hope says it will come to the full. Mark Antony in Egypt sits at dinner, and will make no wars without doors. Caesar gets money where he loses hearts. Lepidus flatters both, if both is flattered, but he neither loves nor either cares for him.
Caesar and Lepidus are in the field, a mighty strength they carry.
Where have you this? 'Tis false.
From Silvius, sir.
He dreams. I know. They are in Rome, looking for Antony. How now?
This is most certain that I shall deliver. My Antony is every hour in Rome expected.
Menas, I did not think this amorous surveyor would have donned his helm for such a petty war. His soldiership is twice the other's twain. But let us rear up our opinion, that our stirring may from the ne'er lust weary, the lap of Egypt's widow pluck the ne'er lust weary Antony.
Cannot help but hope that they shall well breed together, for the deceased wife of Antony did trespasses to Caesar.
I know not, Menas, how lesser enemies may give way to greater. Were not that we stand up against them all, 'twere pregnant they should swear between themselves. For they have entertained just cause enough to draw their swords. But how the fear of us may bind up the petty differences and cement their divisions, we yet not know. Be it as our gods will have it. It only stands upon our lives to use our strongest hands. Come, Menas.
Octavia, the world and my great office will sometime divide me from your bosom.
On which time before the gods my knee shall bow, my prayers stand for you.
Good night, lady. Good night, sir. Octavia, read not the blemishes of the world's reports, for I have left my square, but that too will come by the rule. Good night, sir.
Good night.
Good night. Now I must to Egypt. Though I alone, I do make this marriage for my peace. In the east is where my true pleasure lies.
Come, play music. Music, that moody food of us who trade in love.
The music. Oh.
From Italy, ram thou thy fruitful tidings in my ears that long time have been barren. Madam, Antony dead? Villain, if thou sayest so, that kills thy mistress.
First, madam, he is well.
Well, there's gold for thee. But we used to say the dead are well. Bring it to that, this gold I give thee will I melt and pour down thy ill-uttering throat.
Oh, good madam, hear me.
Go to.
Will it please you to hear me?
Oh, I have a mind to strike thee ere thou speakest. But if thou tellst me Antony lives or is well, or friends with Caesar, or not captive to him, I will set thee in a shower of gold and hail rich pearls upon thee.
Madam, he is well.
Well said.
And friends with Caesar.
Thou art honest.
Caesar and he are greater friends than ever.
Make thee a fortune from me.
But yet, madam,
I do not like but yet. It doesn't lay this good precedent. Fie upon but yet. Thou sayest he is friends with Caesar in a state of health, and thou sayest free.
Oh, free, madam, no. I made no such report. He's bound unto Octavia.
For what good turn?
For the best turn in the bed.
Pale, Carmian.
Madam, he's married to Octavia.
Infectious pestilence upon me!
Oh, good madam, patience!
What say you? Hence, horrible villain, or I'll spurn thine eyes like balls before you. I will unhair thy head.
Oh, gracious madam, I that you bring the news, make not the match.
Say it is not so, and in a province I will give thee.
Oh, he's married, madam.
Rome, thou hast lived too long.
Nay, then I'll run. What mean you, madam? I have made no fault.
Good madam, keep yourself, contain yourself. The man is innocent.
Some innocent 'scape not the thunderbolt. Melt Egypt into Nile, and all kindly creatures creatures turn to serpents. Call him back again. Though I am mad, I will not bite. Call.
Please feared to come.
I will not hurt you. Come hither. Though it be bad, it's never good to bring bad news. Is he married? I cannot hate thee worser than I do if thou again say yes.
He is married, madam.
God's confound me! Thou hold there still!
Should I lie then, madam?
I would thou didst. He's married.
Oh, I crave your highness's pardon.
He's married.
Take no offense that I would not offend you. To punish me for what you make me do seems much unequal. That he's married to Octavia.
Go. It's a knave to make a fool of you that are not what you are sure of.
Patience, dear madam.
Praising Antony, I have dispraised Caesar.
Many times, madam.
Paid for it now. Iris, Carmian, let it be. Alexis, go make a fellow observe Octavia. Have him report her features, her age, the color of her hair. Let him not leave out any detail. Let him forever go, Carmian. But let him not. Alexis, bring me word how tall she is. Pity me, Carmian? Do not speak to me.
Your hostages I have, so have you mine. And we shall talk before we fight.
Most meet that first we come to words. Therefore we have our written purposes before us sent, which if thou hast considered, let us know which will tie up thy discontented sword and carry back to Sicily much tall youth that else must perish here.
To you all three, the senators alone of this great world, chief factors for the gods, I do not know wherefore my father should revengers want, having a son and friends. But since Julius Caesar, who at Philippi the good Brutus ghosted, there saw you laboring for him. What was't that moved pale Cassius to conspire, and what made the all-honored honest Roman Brutus, with the armed rest courtiers and beauteous freedom to drench the capital? But that he would have one man but a man? And this is it, hath made me rig my navy, at whose burthen the angered ocean foams, with which I meant to scourge the ingratitude that despiteful Rome cast on my noble father.
Take your time.
Thou canst not fear us, Pompey. With thy sails, we'll speak with thee at sea. Thou dost know how much by land we do overcount thee.
At land indeed thou dost recount me of my father's house. But, as the cuckoo builds not for himself, remain in it as thou mayst.
Be pleased to tell us, for this is from the present, as to how you take the offers we have sent you.
You have made me offer of Sicily, Sardinia, and I must rid all the sea of pirates, then to send measures of wheat to Rome. This agreed upon, to part with unhacked edges and turn back our charges undinted?
Well, that's our offer.
Know then, I came before you here, a man prepared to take that offer.
Well met here.
I hope so, Levis. Thus we are agreed. I crave our composition may be written and sealed between us.
What's the next to do?
We'll feast each other ere we part, and let's draw lots. Who shall begin?
That will I, Pompey.
No, Antony, take the lot, but first or last your fine Egyptian cookery shall have the fame. I have heard that Julius Caesar grew fat with feasting there.
Thou hast heard much.
I have fair meaning, sir.
And fair words to them.
Just so much as I have heard, and I have heard that Apollodorus carried...
No more of that! He did so!
What, I pray you?
A certain queen
sayest thou, soldier?
Well, and well am like to do, for I perceive 4 feasts are toward.
Let me shake thy hand. I never hated thee. I have watched thee fight when I have envied thy behavior.
Ah, sir, I never loved you much, but I have praised thee when you have well deserved it 10 times as much as I said you did.
Enjoy thy plainness.
Good.
Nothing ill becomes thee. Aboard my galley, I invite you all. Will you lead, lords?
Show us the way, sir.
My father, Pompey, was ever a maid of school. You and I have now, sir.
Oh, let's see, I think.
We have, sir.
You have done well by water.
And you by land.
I will praise any man that will praise me, though it cannot be denied what I've done by land.
Nor what I have done by water.
We came hither to fight with you.
'Tis true, I am sad that it's turned to a drinking. Pompey doth this day laugh away his fortunes.
If he do, sure, he cannot weave it back again.
You do not seek Mark Antony here. Is he married to Cleopatra?
Caesar's sister is called Octavia.
True, sir. She's the wife of Caius Marcellus.
But she is now the wife of Marcus Antonius.
And are he and Caesar forever knit together?
If I were bound to divine this unity, I would not prophesy so.
I believe the policy of the purpose made more in that marriage than the love of the parties.
I think so too. But you shall find the band that seems to tie their friendship together will be the very strangler of their enmity. Octavia is of a wholly cold and still conversation.
Who would not have his wife so?
Not he that himself is not so, which is Mark Antony. He will to his Egyptian dish again. Then shall the sons of Octavia blow the fire up in Caesar, and as I said before, that which is the strength of their enmity shall prove the immediate author of their variance. Antony, now, we use the affection where it is. He married, but his occasion here.
Come, Captain, I have a house for you.
I will take it, sir. We have used our throats in Egypt.
Come, sir.
And it is, but you see that happiness by the Nile's slime, just in they take the height of the Nile by the scale of the pyramid. See the mean, the lowness, and if by death or freezing follow, it rises, sir. It ebbs. See, and it by the seedsman. You see that he plants the grain in the ground and therefore gives way to a healthy harvest.
You use some strange serpents there.
Aye, Lepidus. Aye.
This serpent of Egypt is bred of thy mud by the operation of your son, and so is your crocodile.
That they do, Lepidus. That they do.
Sit, and some wine.
Yeah.
I'm not as good as I should be, but I'll never out.
Not till you have slept. I fear me, you'll be in till then.
Nay, certainly. I have heard the Ptolemies and the Parameses are very goodly things. I have heard that.
Venus, a word. Say it, mine ear. What is? If thou wilt rise from thy seat, pray thee, hear me but speak a word.
Forbear till anon. Where's this wine I called for?
Keep off these quickstabs, Lepidus, or else you sink.
What is the manner of your crocodile?
The crocodile, sir, it is, sir, just a thing as it is. It moves, swims with its own organ, and so it slithers. It migrates, transmigrates.
Hey, tell me of that. Do as I bid you.
This helped to let me.
If for the sake of thy merit, thou wilt forsake thy school and come hear me speak a word.
I think that matter.
I have ever held my cap off to thy fortunes.
Thou hast ever served me with much service. What's more to say? Be jolly, lords.
Ah!
Wilt thou be the lord of all the world?
How should that be?
Wilt thou be the lord of the whole world? That's twice.
How should that be?
I know thou think me poor, but I am the one who will give thee all the world.
Hast thou drunk well, Minos?
Nay, Pompey, I have kept me from the cup. But look you here. Here are the three great pillars of the world, yes? Upon thy ship, if, after we cut port, I fall to their throats, all theirs thine.
This thou should have done and not spoke on it. In me 'tis villainy, in thee have been good service. Thou must know, 'tis not mine honor that does not my profit that does leave mine honor it. Repent that ere thy tongue had so betray mine act. Being done unknown, I should have found it later well done, but must condemn it now. Desist and drink!
Yeah!
For this I will never follow thy pale fortunes more. Who seeks but will not take when once 'tis offered shall never find it again.
This health to Lepidus.
Bear him ashore, Pompey. I will break it for him.
Here's to thee, Minos.
A cup.
Good in a barbus.
Fill till the cup be hid.
Aye, there's a strong fellow, Minos. Just look at him.
Why?
Oh, there's the third part of the world, man. Seest it not?
Ah, then the third is drunk. Would it were also, then it might go on wheels.
Oh, wouldn't drink thou. Increase the reels.
This is not yet an Alexandrian feast.
Oh, no, it ripens toward it. Now come, strike up the vessels. Oh, here's to Caesar.
To Caesar.
I could well forbear it.
Let us all take hands, drink carouses to the next day's health, and let the wine peep from their scars. Take hands, take hands.
All take hands, men. Fellowly to our ears with the loud music. The while I'll place you, then the boy shall sing. So holding, every man shall bear as loud as the strong sides pretty knowing.
And I love her so, I wouldn't trade her for gold. I'm walking on moonbeams. I was born with a silver spoon. Oh, sounds great. And I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be free. I'm walking on moonbeams and staring out to sea. And if a door be closed, then a row of homes start building. And tear your curtains down, for sunlight is like gold. Oh, beautiful.
What would you roar? Pompey, good night. Good brother, let me request you off. Our graver business frowns on this levity. Gentle lords, let's part. We hath burnt our cheeks, strong Enobark is weaker than the wine, and my own tongue splits when it speaks, what needs more words. Good night, good brother. Your hand.
I'll try you on the shore.
That you shall, sir. Antony, gives your hand.
Oh, Antony, we are friends. Come, let's into the boat.
Oh, no, Twinkie, you will not. Venus, I'll not on shore.
No, to my cabin. Let Neptune himself hear us.
Horses, there's my cap. Let's go.
Pardon?
They have dispatched with Pompey. He is gone. The other three are, sealing. The Octavia weeps to part from Rome. Caesar is sad. Then Lepidus. As Minos says, is troubled with the green sickness.
'Tis a noble Lepidus.
A very fine one. Oh, how he loves Caesar.
Nay, I think he loves Antony a little bit more.
Oh, Caesar! Why, he's the Jupiter of men!
What is Antony? The god of Jupiter?
Oh, no, Caesar! The non-Imperial!
Oh, Antony, oh, Arabian bird. Indeed, he plied them both with excellent praises.
They are his shards, and he their beetle. So, this is too hoarse. Oh, adieu, noble Agrippa.
Good fortune, worthy soldier, and adieu.
No farther, sir.
You take from me a great part of myself. Use me well in it. Sister, prove such a wife as my thoughts make thee, and as my farthest band shall pass on thy reproof. Most noble Antony, let not this piece of virtue which is set betwixt us as the cement of our love, to keep it builded, be the ram to batter the fortress of it.
Oh, you make me not offended in your distrust.
I have said.
Though you ask your question, you may therein be curious. Let the hearts of Romans serve your ends. And so here I will part with thee.
Farewell, my dear sister, fare thee well. Elephants be kind to thee, and make thy spirits all comfort.
Like little brother.
The April's in her eyes, and though these be love's spring flowers, be cheerful.
Octavia, you shall hear from me still. The time shall not outgo my thinking on you.
So, sir, I shall rush for your peace. Do I take your arm, and here I leave thee, but I take thee. By the gods. Adieu!
Adieu. Be happy.
Let all the numbers of thy stars light thy fair way.
Farewell.
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 We're almost there.
Do it over the show.
Where is the fellow?
Hath appeared to come.
Go to. Come hither, fellow.
Most gracious majesty,
Didst thou behold Octavia?
I, dread queen.
Where?
Madam, in Rome. I saw her led between her brother and Mark Antony.
Is she as tall as me?
She is not, madam.
Dost thou know her voice? Was she shrill-tongued or low?
Madam, I did hear her speak. She is low-voiced.
Oh, that's not so good. You cannot like her long.
Like her, oh Isis, 'tis impossible.
I think so, Carmian, dull of tongue and dwarfish. Dost thou note any majesty in her gait? Remember, if thou hast ever beheld majesty.
She creeps, madam. Her motion and her station are as one. She shows a body rather than a life, a statue than a breather.
'Tis certain.
Or I have no observance.
3 in Egypt cannot make better note.
He is very knowing. The fellow hath good judgment.
Excellent.
Dost thou see her face? Guess at her years.
Madam, she was a widow.
Oh, a widow, Carmian Hart.
Oh, and I do think she's 30.
Her face, was she long or round?
Round, madam, even to faultiness.
'Tis said they are foolish that are so. Her hair, what color?
Brown, madam, and her forehead as low as she would wish it.
There is gold for thee. I do repent me much my former sharpness. I find thee fit for business and will call thee back again. Our letters are prepared. The proper band. I think by this she is no such thing.
Nothing, madam.
The fellow hath seen some majesty and should know.
Hath he seen majesty? Isis else defend in serving you so long.
I have one more thing to ask him, but you shall bring him where I write.
Nay, that gentle Octavia, that of many more severable implants. For Caesar hath waged new wars against Pompey.
Or believe not all. Or if you must believe stomach, not all. more unhappy lady there stood between praying for both parts.
The good gods do mock me presently as I shall cry, "Oh, bless my lord and husband." Undo that prayer by crying out as loud, "Oh, bless my brother." Husband win, win brother. Praise and destroys the prayer. No midway to its extremes at all.
Gentle Octavia, let your best love draw to that point. If I lose mine honor, I lose myself. It were better that I were not yours, than to be yours so baseless. But yes, as your pleasures, ready your things in your dismay. On this war shall stain a war betwixt you and your brother. So ready as you are, make your soonest haste.
Thank you, my lord. The Jove of power makes me most weak, your reconciler. Worst twixt you twain would be as if the world should cleave and that slain man should solder up the ribs.
When it begins to you where this love should equally be, give your love to be one not so equally. When our quick minds lie still, to go to it as to your heart. Now prepare your things, make your soonest haste.
How now, friend Eros?
Their strange news come, sir.
What Eros?
Caesar and Lepidus have made wars upon Pompey.
Ah, no, this is old. What is the success?
Caesar, having made use of him in wars against Pompey, presently denied him rivalry, would not let him partake in the glory of the action, and, not resting here, accuses him of letters he had formerly wrote to Pompey. On so one of the heels, Caesar said, till the poor third is up, till death enlarges confine.
Then, world, thou hast a pair of chaps no more, and throw between them all the food thou hast. They'll grind the one the other. Where's Antony?
He's walking in the garden thus, and spurns the rush that lies before him, cries, "Fool Lepidus!" and threats the throat of that his officer that murdered Pompey.
Our great navy's rigged.
For Italy and Caesar. More, Domitius. My master desires you presently. My news I might have told hereafter.
Twill be not, but let it be. Bring me to Antony.
Come, sir.
Contemning Rome, he said all this and more. From Alexandria, this is the news. In the marketplace, on a tribunal silver, Cleopatra and himself in chairs of gold are publicly enthroned. Under her he gave the establishment of Egypt, made her of Lower Syria, Cyprus, Lydia, absolute queen.
This in the public eye?
In the common showplace where they exercise. His sons, he there proclaimed the kings of kings. Great Media, Parthia, and Armenia he gave to Alexandra. To Ptolemy he assigned Syria, Cilicia, and Phoenicia. She, in the habiliments of the goddess Isis, that day appeared.
Let Rome be thus informed.
What, queasy with his insolence? Will good thoughts bring him home?
Hail Caesar, my lord! Hail most dear Caesar!
And ever I should call thee a castaway.
You have not called me so, nor have you cause.
Oh, why have you stolen upon us thus? You come not like Caesar's sister. The wife of Antony should have an army for an usher, and the neigh of horse to help to tell of her approach. Long ere did she appear. But you are come a market maid to Rome.
Good my lord, to come thus was I not constrained, but did so of my free will. My lord, Mark Antony, hearing that you prepared for war, acquainted my green dear with all, where I begged his pardon for return.
Which soon he granted, being an obstruct between his lust in him.
Do not say so, my lord.
I have eyes upon him, and his affairs come to me on the wind. Where is he now?
My lord, in Athens.
No, my most wrong sister. Cleopatra hath nodded him to her. He hath given his empire up to a whore, who are now levying the kings for the earth for war.
Most wretched to have my heart parted betwixt two friends and to afflict each other.
Welcome hither. Your letters did withhold our breaking before, till we perceived both how you were wrong led, and we in negligent danger. Cheer your heart. Welcome to Rome. Nothing more dear to me.
Welcome, lady.
Welcome, dear madam. Ye taught in Rome does love and pity you. Only the adulterous Antony, most large in his abominations, turned you off, and gives his potent regiment to a troll, that noises it against us.
Is it so, sir?
Most certain. Sister, welcome. Pray you be ever known to patience, dear sister.
It will be even with you, doubt it not.
But why? Why?
Thou hast forspoke our being in these wars and says 'tis not fit.
Well, is it?
If not denounced against us, why should we not be there in person?
Your presence needs must puzzle Antony. He's already traduced for levity and to set in Rome that you may manage this war.
Sink Rome and their tongues rot that speak against us. I will not stay behind.
Nay, I have done. Here comes the emperor.
Is it not strange, Canidius, that he so quickly to take the Ionian and then cut off the Taurine? Hast thou heard on this, sweets?
Celerity is never more admired than by the negligent.
A good rebuke, therefore that may be well become by man, and to taunt at slackness. Therefore, Canidius, we will fight with him at sea.
No.
At sea, what else?
Why will my lord do so?
Well, for that he dares us do it.
Your ships are not well manned. Your mariners are muleteers, reapers, people engrossed by swift impress. In Caesar's fleet are those that often against Pompey fought. Their ships are yours heavy. No disgrace shall fall you for refusing him at sea, being prepared for land.
We will fight with him at sea.
I have 60 sails. Caesar, none better.
How now, worthy soldier?
Oh, noble emperor, do not fight by sea. Trust not to rotten planks. Do you misdoubt this my sword and these my wounds? Let the Egyptians and Phoenicians go a-ducking. We have used to conquer standing on the earth and fighting foot to foot.
Well, away.
By Hercules, I think I am in the right.
Soldier thou art. But this whole action grows not in the power arts. So our leaders led, and we are women's men.
My lord.
Strike not by land, keep hold. Provoke not battle till we have done at sea. Our fortune lies upon this jump.
Set our squadron on yon side of the hill. The number of our ships we shall behold, and so proceed accordingly. Go, arrows! Are you all right? Cleopatra!
Not I can behold no longer the Antonian, the Egyptian admiral, with all their 60 fly and turn the rudder. Just see it, my eyes are blasted.
Gods and goddesses, all the whole synod of them.
What's thy passion?
The greater cantle of the world is lost. We have kissed away kingdoms and provinces.
How appears the fight?
On our side, like the token pestilence where death is sure. Young ribald-rid nag of Egypt, whom leprosy o'ertake. In the midst of the fight, when vantage like a pair of twins appeared, both as the same, or rather ours, the elder. The breeze upon her like a cow in June hoists sails and flies.
That I beheld, mine eyes did sicken at the sight and could not endure further view.
She once being aloofed, the noble ruin of her magic Antony claps on his sea wing, and like a doting mallard leaving the fight in height, flies after her. I never saw an action of such shame, experience, honor, manhood, ne'er before did violate so itself.
Alack, alack!
Our fortune on the sea is out of breath and sinks most lamentably. Had our general been what he knew himself, it had gone well. He has given example for our flight most closely by his own.
Aye, sir, are you thereabouts? Why then, good night indeed!
Toward Peloponnesus are they fled.
It is easy to it, and there I shall await what further comes.
Towards Caesar will I render my legions and my horse. 6 kings already show me the way of yielding.
I'll yet follow the wounded sands of Antony! But my reason sits in the wind against me.
Hark! The land bids me tread no more upon it. It is a shame to bear me. I am so elated in the world that I have lost my way forever. Come, friends, come hither. I have a ship. It is laden with gold. Take it, divide it, fly, and make your peace with Caesar.
Why, not we? Hey, to him, gentle madam, comfort him.
Do, most dear queen.
Do. What else? Let me sit down.
No! 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 No!
Go to him, madam. Speak to him. He is unqualified with very shame.
Then sustain him. Most noble sir, arise. The queen's approaching. Her head's declined, and death will seize her, but your comfort is the rescue.
O Egypt, whither hast thou led me? And now to convey my shame out of thine eyes, to leave behind all I have left, destroyed in thy dishonor.
My lord, forgive my fearful sails. I little thought you would have followed.
Egypt, thou knewest too well how thy heart was to thy rudder tied by the strings, and thou shouldst tow me after. Over thy spirit, thy full supremacy thou knewest, and by thy beck and the bidding of the gods command me.
Pardon.
Now I must to this humble boy send some humble treaties, dodge and palter in the shifts of lowness, making and marring fortunes. Oh, thou full supremacy thou knewest, and how my sword, by my affection, thou would lay it all on cause.
Pardon.
Nay, form not a tear, for even this rates all that is won and lost. Come, kiss. Even this repays me. Love, my heart is lead. Come, some wines, violets. Fortune favors her most when she most offers blows.
Here has come from Antony. Approach and speak.
Such as I am, I come from Antony. Lord of his fortunes, he salutes thee and requires to live in Egypt. Which not granted, he blesses his request, and to thee sues to let him breathe between the heavens and the earth, a private man in Athens. Now this for him. Next, Cleopatra does confess thy greatness, submits her to thy might, and of thee craves the circle of the Ptolemies for her heirs, now hazarded to thy grace.
To Antony I have no ears to his request. The queen of audience nor desire shall fail, so she from Egypt drive her all disgraced friend, or there take his life. This if she perform, she shall not sue unheard. So to them both.
May fortune pursue thee.
Bring him to the bands. From Antony win Cleopatra. Promise and in our name what she requires. Add more from thine own invention offers. Women are not in their best fortunes strong, but want will perjure the ne'er-touched vestal. Try thy cunning, Lucinius. Offer thine own edict for thy pains, which we will answer as a law.
Caesar, I go.
Observe how Antony does become his flaw, and what thou thinkest his very action speaks in every power that moves.
Caesar, I shall.
Shall we do, Anabargus?
Think and die.
Is Antony or we in fault for this?
Antony only that would make his will lord of his reason. What to let you fled from that great face of war?
Prithee, peace.
Come, is that his answer?
Aye, my lord.
Then we will to the queen her courtesy, for he shall yield us up.
He says so.
Come, to the boy Caesar, send this grizzled head. Let him fill it to the brim with his principalities.
That head, my lord?
Nay, go to him again. Tell him he wears the rose of youth upon him. Something more particular. His coin, his ships, his legion are all that of a coward's, and in the command of Caesar to yield him up. Therefore, I dare him to lay his gay comparisons aside, to meet us on the field of battle, sword against sword, ourselves alone. Come, I'll write it now. Come, follow me.
Aye, my lord.
A messenger. From Caesar.
Caesar's will.
Here to depart.
None but friends, say boldly.
So happily, are they friends to Antony?
Needs as many, sir, as Caesar has, or needs not us. If Caesar please, our master will leave to be his friend. For us, whose his we are, and that is Caesar's.
So, thus then, thou most renowned Caesar entreats not to consider what case thou stand, further than he is Caesar.
Go on.
He knows that you embrace not Antony as you did love, but as you feared him. The scars upon your honor, therefore, he does pity you as constrained blemishes, not as deserved.
Tell him he is a god and knows what is most right, that mine honor was yielded and not conquered merely.
Be sure of that, Evelyn. Antony!
Shall I say to Caesar what you require of him, for he partly begs to be desired to give? It would warm his spirits to hear from me you had left Antony and put yourself under his shroud, the universal landlord.
What is thy name?
My name is Maecenas.
Messenger, go to Caesar. Tell him I am prompt to lay my crown at his feet, and from his all-obeying breath I hear the doom of Egypt.
'Tis your noblest course. Give me grace to lay my duty on your hand.
By Jove, that thunders! What art this fellow?
He knows that you embrace not Antony as you did love, but as you feared him.
You will be whipped! Come! Approach, hence! Have you no ears, man? I am Antony yet. Now, tug him away. Quick, let him be whipped.
Mark Antony!
This jack of Caesar's. Let him be whipped, and he shall bear us an errand to Caesar. Where art thou ere half lasted, ere I knew thee? Come, have I not a pillow left unpressed in Rome, unpressed to the dignitaries, to be called by one that would abuse women to look on feeders?
Good, my lord.
Nay, I found thee as a morsel, cold, upon dead Caesar's trencher. Nay, thou wert a fragment of Gnaeus Pompey's, unregistered in hotter hours, thy vulgar frame could luxuriously have picked out. And thou knows what temperance should be, thou knows not what it is.
Wherefore is this?
Nay, thy playfellow, thy hand, and the kingly seal and plighter of high hearts. Come, is he whipped? Now, from this day forth, the white hand of a lady thou shakest, and look on thee and fear thy entertainment. Urgent up to Caesar, hence with thy stripes now, and be gone.
Hast thou done yet?
Our eclipsed Terence moon, and thus alone, it portends the fall of Antony.
Not know me yet.
Cold-hearted toward me,
Dear, if I be so, then from my cold heart let heaven engender hail, and poison it in its source. Then let the first stone drop in my neck, and so dissolve my life.
I am satisfied. Caesar, sitst thou in Alexandria? Dost thou not hear, lady? If I yet again return to kiss thy lips, I will appear in blood. Come, the wines, call up our sad captains, let us fill thy bowls, for tonight we shall mock the midnight bell.
It's my birthday. I had thought to have held it poor, but since my lord is Antony again, I will be Cleopatra.
Nay, yes, we will do well, and tonight we'll make the wine peep from their scars. I will fight maliciously, and I will set to death all that follows me. Let death come on, for when I meet with him, I will contend again, even with his pestilent sight.
Call all his noble captains to my lord.
Now he'll outstare the lightning. To be furious is to be frightened out of fear. And in that mood the dove will peck the ostrich. And I see still a diminution in our captain's brain restores his heart. For when valor preys on reason, it heats the sword and fights with. I will seek some way to leave him.
He calls me boy and tries to see his power to be cat of Egypt, you messenger yet whipped with rods, dares me to personal combat Caesar to Antony. Let the old ruffian know I have many other ways to die. Meanwhile, laugh at his challenge.
Caesar must think. When one so great begins to rage, he's hunted, even if fallen. Give him no breath, but no make root of his destruction. Never anger make a guard for itself.
Let our best heads know. Tomorrow the last of the many battles we need to fight. In our files there are of those that served Mark Antony, but late enough to fetch him in, see it done, and feast the army. We have this door to do it, and they have earned the waste. Poor Antony.
Eros! Eros, come, Eros, mine armor! Nay, good chuck. If fortune favors us today, it is because we brave her.
I'll help.
Nay, no, let be.
Thus it must be.
Thou art the armorer of mine heart. Come, Eros, thou fumblest? My lady is a queen of a squire, much more tight at this buckle than thou. Is this buckled well? Rarely. If he that unbuckles this shall daft in it to repose, and shall see a storm in it. My lady, thou shouldst see my wars today. If thou sawest, then they'll say that there's a workman in it. Ah, good morrow, good fellow. Thou comes like one that knows a warlike charge. The things we love, we rise to them betimes, and go to it with delight.
1,000, sir, early thought be, already plied with their tribute and await for you at port.
Hey, well grown, lads, well grown. This too. Come, my lady, this is a kiss. Rebukable. This is a soldier's kiss. Now I leave you like a man of steel, and go to the business with delight. Come, those that would fight, follow me. Put on thy defenses. Ready, arm and out, and adieu.
Please you retire to your chamber. He goes forth gallantly, but that he and Caesar could determine this great war in single combat. Then Antony... on.
And for this pain Caesar hath hanged him. Canidius and the rest that fell away have entertainment, but no honorable trust. I have done ill, of which I do accuse myself so sorely that I will joy no more.
Enobarbus, Antony hath after thee sent all thy treasure with his bounty overplus. The messenger came on my watch, and at thy tent is now unloading of his mules.
I give it you.
Not Enobarbus, I tell you true. Best you safe the bringer out of the host. I must attend my own office, or would have done it myself. Your emperor continues. Still a Job.
I am alone the villain of the earth, and feel I am so most. O Antony, thou mine of bounty, how wouldst thou have paid my better service when my turpitude thou dost so crown with gold? This blows my heart. If swift thought break it not, a swifter mean shall outstrike thought. But thought will do it, I feel. I fight against thee? No. I will go seek some ditch wherein to die. The Faust best fits my latter part of life. yourselves!
They are beaten, sir. And I would beg you, sirs, for a fair victory.
Arrows, come, go, try, run once more before our queen, and tell her what begawns. Come, we shall spill the blood that tonight has escaped.
Lord of Lords, most infinite virtue, comest thou smiling from the world's great snare uncut?
My nightingale, we have beat them back to their beds, for I will be treble-sinewed, and I will fight maliciously upon royal peril. Come.
O sovereign mistress of true melancholy, poisonous damp of night desponge upon me, that life, a very rebel to my will, may hang no longer on me. Throw my heart against the flint and hardness of my fault, which being dry with grief, will break to powder and finish all foul thoughts. Oh, Antony! Nobler than my revolt is infamous. Forgive me in thine own particular. But let the world rank me in register a master leaver and a fugitive. Oh, Antony! Oh, Antony! Betrayed me. She had yielded up my fleet unto my foe, and now I cast our caps and carouse with friends long lost. Triple turned whore, sun, thy uprise, I will no longer see. Fortune and Antony part here. God, come at thee, what thou say, O font!
My lord enraged against his love.
Vanish! Get thee away, or I will give thee to Caesar, and yield him up his victory. Thy blemish lets him take thou upon his chariot, and throw thee to thy shouting plebeians, who most like a spot of all thy sex, most monster-like, purported immunities for doves. Let the patient Octavia plow through thy visage with her prepared nails.
Help me, my women. He is more man than Telemant in his shield. The boar of Thessaly was never so embossed. To the monument. There, lock yourself, and send him word that you are dead. The soul and body rive not more in parting.
braveness going off.
To the monument. Alexis, go and tell my lord I have slain myself. Tell him my last words were Antony, and word it for thee hideously. Bring me word how he receives my death. To the monument.
Eros, hast thou beholdest me?
I, my lord.
Sometimes, Eros, you see a cloud that is dragonish. Sometimes a vapor, like a bear or a lion, a pendant rock, a forked mountain, or a blue promontory, with trees upon it, and sways into the wind. Not my mind. Thou hast seen these signs, Eros. They are black Vespers pageants.
I, my lord.
Eros sometimes sees a horse in a rack, and it dislimbs and makes it indistinctive, as water is in water.
It does, my lord.
Eros, my gentle knave, now, even now, thy master is such a body. Here I stand before thee, Antony. You cannot hold my visible form any longer. I have made these wars, Eros, for Egypt, and for my queen, who I thought hath my heart, and whose heart I had. But she annexed a million times more, and her thoughts played cards with Caesar, and have given him up to victory. No, Eros, no. Oh, weep not, Eros. There is still yet ourselves left to end ourselves. My sword! Oh, vile lady, she hath robbed me of my sword!
No, Antony, my mistress loved thee, and her fortunes mingled with thine entirely.
Peace, saucy eunuch! She hath betrayed me, and she shall die the death.
Death of one person can be paid but once, and that she has discharged. What thou wouldst do is done unto thy hand. The last she spake was Antony, most noble Antony. Then in the midst a tearing groan did break the name of Antony. It was divided between her heart and her lips. She rendered life, thy name so buried in her.
Dead then.
Dead.
Eros, unarmed. Go to it, the task at hand, and we shall sleep. Go! Go! Eros, pluck off thy sevenfold shield of Ajax. Cleave thy sides. O heart, once be stronger than thy continent. My Cleopatra, I will overtake thee. Eros! I will go to thee, my queen, in this long time of suffering. All is torture, when torture is out, and thus to lie down. Eros! Stand by me while. Thou task to be done, Eros, and by our sprightly port, we will make the ghosts gaze.
What would my lord?
Since my Cleopatra hath died, I have lived in such dishonor that even the gods detest my baseness. This young boy Caesar, with golden ships over Neptunes, with cities made into gold. Thou sworest, Eros, now that when the exigent should come, come. It has indeed. Thou sworest, Eros, that thou shouldst kill me. Yes, the time is now. Eros, now. Strike me. 'Tis not Antony thou defeats, but 'tis Caesar that thou strikest. Now put some color in thy cheek.
Gods withhold me.
Eros, when I made thee free, didst thou not that I would do as thou told me? Now, Eros, now strike, draw and strike.
Turn from me then. That noble countenance wherein the worship of the whole world lies.
Lo thee!
My sword is drawn.
Then use it, Eros. The very thing that I was drawn it to.
My noble master, my captain, and my emperor, let me say before I strike this bloody stroke, farewell.
'Tis said, man, and farewell.
Farewell, great chief. Shall I strike now?
No, Eros, do it!
I dare then. Thus do I escape the sorrow of Antony's death.
Press it home with it myself. Eros, thou shouldst do the very thing when I couldst and thou couldst not. Oh, no, Eros. Oh, Eros, and my queen. I will run into it. As a bridegroom runs into a lover's bed. Eros, thou teachest me. Now thy master shall die thy scholar, and should do thus. What? Thou teachest me, Eros, oh no! Not dead! Not dead! Good night, me. Come, man. Give me sufficing strokes for my death.
My lord, Cleopatra sent me to thee.
When did she send thee?
Now, my lord.
Where is she?
Locked in a monument, she had a presaged fib what had come to pass. For when she saw, which never shall be found. She did suspect you had disposed with Caesar, and that your rage would not be purged. She sent you word she was dead, but since very how it might work, hates at me to proclaim the truth. And I am come. I dread too late.
Too late, man. I prithee, I believe too late. Ganymede, come. Call upon the guards, I prithee.
What? How? The Emperor's guard? The guard would help come. Your lord calls.
Good Ganymede, bear me, my friend, to where my Cleopatra bides, for 'tis the last service I shall ask of thee.
Charmian, I will never go from hence.
Be comforted, dear madam.
No, I will not. Comforts we despise. Our sighs of sorrow proportioned to our cause must be as great. Oh, now is he dead?
His death's upon him, but not dead.
Sun burned out in the spear that movest in darkling stands, the varying shore of the world. Help, Iris, help Charmian, help friends below.
Peace, for 'tis not Caesar's valor, but Antony's own that hath triumphed on itself.
So it should be. None but Antony should conquer Antony. But woe to so.
Oh, Egypt. Egypt, I am dying. Now, here I importune death awhile. The last 1,000 kisses, the poor last with which I lay upon thy lips.
Help, Iris, Charmian! We must draw him up.
Quick! Go do it or I am gone!
The sword is here. How heavy weighs my lord. And I great Juno's strength. Fishes are fools. Come. Welcome. Die where thou hast lived. Quicken with kissing had my lips that power, thus would I wear them out a heavy sight.
Oh, Egypt! Egypt, I am dying! Quick, some wine. Let me speak a little.
No, let me speak, and let me rail so high the false housewife Fortune breaks her wheel provoked by my offense.
This miserable change, lament nor sorrow at, but please your thoughts to know that I die as were I have lived, as the greatest prince of the world, the noblest, and do not now basely die. not cowardly pluck off, but by a Roman. And thus by a Roman, valiantly vanquished. Oh, I am going, come. I can no more.
Must of men die? Hast thou no care of me? Wouldst thou leave me here in this world that in thy absence is no better than a sty? See my cross. Crown of the earth doth melt. Withered is the garland of the war. Soldier's pole is gone, young boys and girls are level now with men, and there is nothing left remarkable in the bishop. Quietness, lady.
She is dead too, our sovereign.
Madam,
Peace.
Peace, Iris. Our land is out. Good sirs, take heart. We'll bury him, and then what's brave, what's noble. We'll do it after the high Roman fashion and make death proud to take us. Come. We have no friend but resolution and the briefest end.
Go to him, Delabella. Bid him yield.
Caesar, I shall.
What art thou that darest thus appear to us?
Mark Antony I served, who best was worthy best to be served. Whilst he stood up and spoke, he was my master, and I wore my life to spend upon his haters. If thou please to take me to thee, as I was to him, I'll be to Caesar. If thou pleaseth not, I yield thee up my life.
What dost thou sayest?
I say, O Caesar, Antony is dead.
The breaking of so great a thing should make a greater crack. The round earth should shake lions into civil streets and citizens to their dens. The death of Antony is not a single doom. In the name lay a moiety of the world.
He's dead, Caesar. Not by a public minister of justice, nor by a hired knife, but that self-hand that writ his honor with the axe it did, hath with the courage which the heart did lend it, splitted the heart.
Look you sad, friends. The gods rebuke me, but it is tidings to wash the eyes of kings.
How strange it is that nature compels us to lament on our most persistent deeds.
A rare spirit never did stay humanity. But you, gods, will give us some faults to make us men. Caesar is touched.
Oh, Antony, I have followed thee to this. We could not stall together in the whole world, but yet let me lament, with tears as sovereign as the blood of hearts, that thou, my brother, my competitor, in top of all design, my mate in empire, the arm to mine own body, and the heart where mine his thoughts did kindle, that our stars unreconcilable should divide our equalness to this. Hear me, good friends. But I will tell you about some meter Caesar. The business of this man looks out of him. We'll hear him what he says. Whence are you?
Poor Egyptian, yes. The queen, my mistress, confined in all she has her monuments of thy intense, humbly desires instruction, that she preparedly may frame herself to the way she's forced to.
Bid her have good heart. She shall soon know of us by some of ours, how honorable and how kindly we determine for her. For Caesar cannot live to be ungentle.
So the gods preserve thee.
Minimus. Go and say we purpose her no shame. Give her what comforts the quality of her passion shall require, lest in her greatness by some mortal stroke she do defeat us, for her life in Rome would be eternal in our triumph. Go, and with your speediest bring us what she says and how you find her.
Caesar, I shall.
My desolation does begin to make a better life. 'Tis paltry to be Caesar. Not being fortune, he's but fortune's name, a minister of her will.
Caesar sends greeting to the Queen of Egypt.
If your master would have a queen, his beggar, tell him that majesty must no less beg of him than a kingdom. If he would give me conquered Egypt for my son, he would give me so much more of mine own that I would kneel to him with thanks.
Be of good cheer. You've fallen into a princely hand. Fear nothing. Make your full reference freely to my lord, who is so full of grace that it flows over on all that need. Let me report to him your sweet dependency, and you shall find a conqueror that will pray in equal kindness, where he for grace is kneel to.
Tell him that in deputation I kiss his conquering hand.
This I'll report, dear lady. Have comfort, for I know your plight is pitted of him that caused it.
How easy she is surprised. Here. Guard her till Caesar comes.
Oh, worthy lady, oh! Do not yourself so strong, who in this relieved but not betrayed.
Where art thou, death, that rids our dogs of languish?
Cleopatra, do not abuse my master's bounty by the approval of yourself.
Come.
Let the world see its nobleness well acted, which your death will never let come forth.
Welcome, death. Take a queen worth many babes and beggars.
Oh, temperance lady.
Sir, I'll eat no meat. I'll not drink, sir. If idle talk at once be necessary, I'll not sleep, neither. This mortal house I'll ruin, do Caesar what he can. No, sir, I will not wait pinioned at your master's court, nor once be chastised by the sober eye of dull Octavia. What, shall they hoist me up to the shouting varletry of censuring Rome? Rather a ditch in Egypt be gentle grave unto me.
You do extend these thoughts of horror further than you shall find cause in Caesar.
What thou hast done, my master Caesar knows. If you cast it for the queen, and I will take her to your guard.
So, Dolabella, it shall content thee best. Be gentle to her. To Caesar I shall speak what you shall please, if you'll employ me there.
Say I would die. Knowest thou what Caesar means to do with me?
I'm willing to tell you what I put you.
Pray you, sir.
Will he be honorable?
He'll lead me then in triumph.
Yes, he will, I know it.
Queen of Egypt. Arise, you shall not kneel. I pray you rise. Rise, Egypt.
The gods may have it thus. Therefore my master and my lord I will obey.
Take to you no hard thoughts. The record of what injury you did us, though written in our flesh, we shall remember as things done by chance.
Soul serve the world. I cannot project my cause so well to make it clear, but confess I have been laden with those frailties that sometimes shame our sex.
Cleopatra, no. We will extenuate rather than enforce. If you apply yourself to our intents, which towards you are most gentle, you shall find a benefit in the change. But if you seek to lay on me a cruelty by taking Antony's course, you shall bereave yourself of my good purposes, and put your children to that destruction which I'll guard them from if thereon you rely. Take my leave.
And may, through the whole world, is yours, and we, your scutcheons and signs of conquest, must hang in whatever place you please.
Therefore, be cheered. Make not your thoughts of prisons. No, dear queen, for we intend so to dispose you as yourself do give us counsel. Feed and sleep. Our care and pity is so much upon you that we remain your friend. And so, adieu.
Master and my lord.
Not so. Adieu.
He words me, worms. He words me that I should not be noble to myself. Carmian.
Finish, good lady. The bright day is done and we are for the door.
Try thee again. 'Tis spoken, put it to haste.
Madam, I will. Where's the queen?
Dolabella!
Madam, is there just one more your command which my love makes willing to obey? I tell you this. Caesar through Syria and Penzance journeyed, and within 3 days you with your children, when he said before, make your best use of this, I have both your pleasure and my promise.
Dolabella, I am forever your debtor.
Now your servant. I must attend this.
Thanks. Thinkest thou, Iris? Thou, an Egyptian puppet, shall be hoisted up as well as I. Greasy slaves with rules and hammers shall uplift us to the view. In their gross breaths, rank with thick diet, will we be enclouded and forced to drink their vapor.
The gods forbid.
'Tis certain, Iris. Saucy lictors will catch at us like strumpets. Scald rhymers will ballad us out of tune. The quick comedians will extemporally stage us and present our Alexandrian revels. My Antony shall be brought drunken forth, while I shall see some squeaking Cleopatra void my greatness in the posture of a whore.
No, the good gods.
'Tis certain.
I'll never see it, for I'm sure my nails are stronger than my eyes.
That's the way to conquer their absurd intents. Now, Charmian, go. Fetch my best attire, my crown and all. Dress me like a queen. Wherefore is this noise?
A rural fellow wishes to see your majesty. He brings figs.
Let him in. For an instrument can do so noble a deed. It brings me freedom. My resolution is placed, and there is none of woman in me now. Now, head to foot, I am marble constant. The fleeting moon, no planet is of mine.
This is the man.
Avoid and leave him. Hast thou the pretty worm of Nilus that kills but pains not?
Truly I have him, but I would not be the party that should desire you to touch him, for his fighting is immortal. Those that do die of it do seldom or never recover.
Remember any that have died on it?
Very many, men and women too. I heard of one of them only no longer than yesterday, a very honest woman, but something given to lie as a woman should not do, but in the way of honesty. But how she died of the biting of it, and what pain she felt, truly she gives a very good report of the worm. But he that believes all that they say shall never be saved by half that they do. But this is most fallible, the worms and odd worm.
Farewell, thanks.
I wish you all joy of the worm.
Farewell.
You must think this. Look you, the worm will do his kind.
Aye, farewell. Bring me my robe. Put on my crown. I have immortal longings in me. Now no more the juice of Egypt's grape shall moist this lip. All right, good Iris, quick. Methinks I hear my Antony call. I see him rouse himself to praise my noble act. I hear him mock the luck of Caesar, which the gods give men to excuse their after wrath. Husband, I come. Now to that name my courage prove my title. I am fire and air. My other elements I give to baser life. Have you done? Come, take the last warmth of my lips. Farewell, kind Charmian. Iris, long farewell. If the aspic in my lips dost fall, if thou in nature can so gently part, the stroke of death is as a lover's pinch which hurts, but is desired. There still, if thus thou vanishest, thou tells the world it is not worthly of taking.
Dissolve, pick cloud and rain, that I may say the gods themselves to weep.
With thy sharp teeth is not intrinsicate of life at once untie. Poor venomous fool, be angry and dispatch. Thou wouldst speak that I might hear thee call great Caesar, ass, unpolicied.
Holy sir, stop.
Peace! Dost thou not see the baby at my breast which sucks the nurse asleep? Break! Oh, break! As soft as balm, as sweet as air. Antony, what should I say? In this vile world, fare thee well. Now boast thee death in thy possession lies alas unparalleled. Downy windows close, and golden Phoebus never be beheld of eyes again so royal. Oh, your crowns arrive. I will amend it and then play.
Where is the queen?
Speak softly, wake her not!
Caesar had sent.
Too slow a messenger. Will come with haste, dispatch, I partly feel thee.
Approach home! All's not well. Caesar's beguiled.
What trickery is this? Carmen, was this well done?
It is well done, and fitting for a princess descendant of so many royal kings. Soldier.
What was it here?
All dead.
Thy thoughts to touch their effects, and thus thyself art coming to see perform the dreaded act which thou so soughtst to hinder within a way. So you are too sure an augur that you did fear son.
Bravest at the last. She leveled out our purposes and being royal took her own way. The manner of their deaths, I do not see them bleed.
Who was the last of them?
A simple countryman that brought her figs. This was his basket.
Poisoned, then.
There on her breast there is a with blood and something glowing, the like is on her arm.
This is an aspic's trail. The fig leaves have slime upon them, such as the aspic leaves upon the caves of Nile.
Take up her bed, and bear her women from the monument. She shall be buried by her Antony. No grave upon the earth shall clip in it a pair so famous. High events as these strike those that make them, and their story is no less in pity than his glory which brought them to be lamented. Our army shall in solemn show attend this funeral, and then to Rome. Come, Dilabella. See high order in his great solemnity.